Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought provoking conversations. National Conference leader Omar Abdullah today took oath as the Chief Minister, and now he's the first elected Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir as the UT, that is the Union Territory, because this was the first election after the abrogation of Article 370. Now, since the time the swearing in has happened, people are speculating as to how stable the government of Omar Abdullah will be. What is the guarantee that the allies will remain intact? What is the guarantee that BJP will not destabilize the Omar Abdullah government? Because for BJP, this was a high stakes election where now National Conference seems to be on the driver's seat. So, will BJP try its own tactics, the conventional tactics which it adopts in various states to destabilize Omar Abdullah government? Joining me now is a very, very senior politician, in fact, a veteran CPI leader. D. Raja joins us today. And Mr. D. Raja has just come back from the swearing in. We all saw he was there in attendance, congratulating Omar Abdullah. Thank you, sir, so much for joining. And my first question to you was that today almost the entire India alliance was present, all the party leaders were present, but the big question which everyone is asking, how stable will the Omar Abdullah government be, given the fact that now a lot of powers have been given to the LG? Yes, sir.
Firstly, I agree with you. What you said, leaders of all India alliance parties were present. From CPI, CPM, we both general secretaries were present. And from Congress, starting from Mr. Karge, Mr. Rahul, Priyanka, they were all present. Then Samajwadi Party, Mr. Akhilesh was there. Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Sanjay Singh was there, and all parties were present. It has sent a message across the country. The India bloc parties are together despite some hiccups here and there, but they are together. Secondly, the function was a grand success, well attended, and we could see the enthusiasm among those who were present at the time of ceremony, oath taking ceremony. But um, I felt sad at one point of time. Why? When Mr. Omar was taking oath, he referred Chief Minister of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. That saddened me. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. What is that? So that is an issue. And when I was returning, many people spoke to me, sir, what is going to happen? Whether BJP will agree to restore the full statehood for Jammu and Kashmir. I said BJP should agree because it is they who snatched the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. They split the state into union territories. That is unacceptable for us. And I hope Mr. Omar Abdullah will take up this issue. This issue will be one of the priorities for his government. He would demand full statehood. Jammu and Kashmir is not like Delhi. Of course, Delhi is also demanding full statehood. Delhi has elected assembly, elected chief minister, but it doesn't have full statehood. In the same way, we can refer to Puducherry. It has an elected assembly,
True.
elected chief minister, but no statehood. Now, Jammu and Kashmir has been split into union territories, no statehood. Then, yeah, whether the people's will work there or the will of Modi will work there. People are questioning whether they will
True.
be under the thumb of Mr. Modi and Amit Shah, or they will feel as free citizens living in free India. That is
But
the
Mr.
issue. So the
Right.
statehood is going to be an issue.
Right. No, but given the fact that we've seen how the governance structure in Delhi has been constant frictions between LG and the government of the day, that is the Arvind Kejriwal government, and now it's Atishi Marlena's government. So, are we going to see a similar model there? Because LG recently has been endowed with so many powers, and everybody says that the real power will rest with the LG. And if that is the case, then how smooth will be the sailing of for Omar Abdullah?
You are right. LG is going to be the power center.
Hmm.
Already they nominated 5 members. On what basis? Who made the recommendations? Who made the proposals? It is not the elected cabinet or government. It is LG on the advice of union government nominated 5. Why? What is democracy? If you have elected government and give respect to that elected government, give respect to the people who have elected that government. And sitting in Delhi, the union government is doing everything and snatching away all powers uh, because what are the powers they are going to give to Mr. Omar Abdullah or Jammu and Kashmir? I don't see anything. LG will be the real ruler, even in
So,
states
so
like
which,
Tamil Nadu.
right, no, which means that this fear is not misplaced. That Jammu Kashmir, the Union Territory of
No, no,
Jammu
not
Kashmir,
at all. It is a genuine fear. It is a genuine
right?
fear, genuine concern of the
Hmm.
people. While I was returning, several young people came and spoke to me. They were all asking the same question, whether they would get statehood or not. Then what
Right,
is the power of this government? Today's such an wonderful ceremony took place, but what is the power of this government?
right.
Young people were asking me.
Right. No, that's a very logical question, and even the people of Jammu and Kashmir feel that there is no use of such an elected government when the real power rests with the LG. Now, but the question is, Raja, and that's a difficult one, that we've seen how BJP tries to destabilize the government, whether it was in Madhya Pradesh, whether it was in Karnataka, and there are several examples of how they've tried to break the parties, poach MPs, do lotus operation. Can you fear something of this sort happening in Jammu and Kashmir? Do you see this as a possibility?
Now, as of now, right now, national together. I don't foresee they will be able to break national conference or other parties.
Hmm.
This is number one. We should understand. But the problem is, even in state like Tamil Nadu, it's a major state and elected assembly is there, government is there. Despite all these things, that governor is being used to create problems for that elected government. We saw similar situation in Kerala. Here it is a union territory, and union territory means what? Home Ministry will claim they are the real rulers of Union Territory. And what is the point of having an elected government? This is what people are asking. And splitting the parties is one thing. Even without splitting the parties, they can create such conditions to destabilize the government or not to allow the government to function. They will try to make government defunct. Then what is the use? So the elected government should have its powers as per the constitution, and people should feel they have voted, they have elected a government, and that government should represent the will of the people. Jammu and Kashmir is one more dimension is there. It is a very strategic, sensitive state, Jammu and Kashmir, and we must take into account many other issues also. For instance, already BJP has started social media campaign, uh, Jammu ko alag karo. What
Hmm.
is that Jammu ko alak karo? Why
Right.
such campaign is being encouraged? Uh, So how they are treating Jammu and Kashmir, the people of Jammu and Kashmir? This is really worrisome.
No, but Mr. Raja, what do you think is the real goal of the BJP government? Now that they have abrogated Article 370, now they will tom before the world that, look, we got an election conducted. But even then, the conspiracy and the malicious designs of the BJP, everyone can see it, but there's nothing on record how they will do it. So, do you think that they will still conspire against Jammu and Kashmir? They will try to divide the state further. What is the grand design you can expect maybe in the few weeks or months to come? What is the kind of conspiracy which BJP can have?
Firstly, I must underline the fact the elections in Jammu and Kashmir more or less very peaceful and people participated in the voting process. It shows the people want a democratically elected government and people decided to send a message to union government, Prime Minister Ms. Modi. They cannot take Jammu and Kashmir for granted, people of Jammu and Kashmir for granted. That is the message they have given. Now, how the BJP led union government is going to treat that state, how the government is going to treat the chief minister, because they should not think what is that, it is union territory, whatever we decide they have to be implemented. What powers the that government has got? Because nothing, no powers. What schemes they will decide, and how they can work for the prosperity of the people, progress of the state, to maintain the harmony among the people. And the union government will not allow Omar Abdullah to work towards that goal. And that fear is there, that apprehension is there. We will have to wait and see how union government is going to treat that government.
There was supposed to be a common minimum program which was supposed to be formed of the India Alliance government in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, what has happened to that? And are we going to see some sort of a common minimum program? Because there's several pending issues in Jammu and Kashmir which need to be dealt with much urgency. So, like say, for example, the first and the foremost issue, of course, is the restoration of statehood, on which Congress has spoken, and even Omar Abdullah has spoken on it. You are also talking on it. So, is that going to be the first priority of the newly elected government?
Definitely, they will work towards a common program, because what I understand, Mr. Farooq Abdullah is very much there, very senior political leader, not only in Jammu and Kashmir, in the whole country. He is one of the senior political leaders, Ms. Farooq Abdullah. His maturity, his political understanding must be respected, and they are respected by the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Even today's function, Madam Mahbooba Mufti was present. She came and uh, participated in the oath taking ceremony. So it means the political parties are coming together. Political parties are coming together. They do have concern. After all, Jammu and Kashmir, it's a state, and people must live in peace, normalcy, and state must be developed. They have that concern, and for which they will work out some kind of common minimum program that they will discuss. I understand. I have not
Right.
discussed with them, but
Hmm.
I understand under the guidance of Ms. Farooq Abdullah, they will work out some program. But the question is whether the union government will allow to implement that program, our
Hmm.
union government will impose its diktat on that
Hmm.
government. We will have to wait and see.
So, how stable do you think that Omar government will be? As far as numbers are concerned, mathematically, he looks stable. But operationally and functionally, the government still looks very weak because of the fact that there are several speculations. Say, for example, one of it is that BJP will try and destabilize, they will not let Omar function. Then the second possibility is that BJP might try to appropriate Omar Abdullah on its own side. That is also another
No,
possibility.
I don't think union government can appropriate Omar Abdullah. I don't think. But union government can create problems for Omar Abdullah because the divide, you understand, Jammu, Kashmir, it's a matter of concern. And that is what I pointed out, Jammu alag karo. Who is doing that campaign? Mr. Amit Shah is not aware of that. Mr. Modi is not aware of that campaign. Jammu alag karo. What does it
Hmm.
mean? Who does that campaign? What are the forces behind that campaign? So that way they can create political and social divisions in order to destabilize that government. That is what I have apprehension.
But Mr. Raja, many times we've seen in the past 10 years that, there are several examples of how pressure is being put on various leaders and opposition leaders, especially through ED, CBI, income tax. And now what if, these pressure tactics are being inflicted on Omar government as well for some grand notorious design which BJP could have in mind. So what would you do if Omar succumbs to those pressures? What will he do then?
There is no other way except mobilize the people, fight the disastrous policies pursued by union government. People must be brought together, mobilized, and put up a strong resistance to the all disastrous steps taken by the union government. That is the only way. As
Right.
the Communist Party of India, or as a person who is in the public life for long time, I understand this government has to be resisted. By whom? By people. So people
Hmm.
will fight.
Right.
But what the Modi government will do, we will have to wait and see, because they don't understand Jammu and Kashmir. We need to win the confidence of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and we will have to reach out to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir cannot be ruled by security forces. The security forces. It's a political issue. And I have an experience. I went to Jammu and Kashmir in a all-party delegation headed by Mr. Rajnath Singh. We met all cross
Yes.
sections of Jammu and Kashmir people, and we had discussions, and we came back. We had an all party that delegation meeting, and we passed a resolution. Government should reach out to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, should engage all political parties, stakeholders.
Hmm.
To my knowledge, I understand only one meeting was convened. After that, nothing. Why?
Nothing.
This is what government should understand. The union government.
Right. No, but Mr. Raja, does union government really understand that they need to reach out to the people of Jammu and Kashmir with a healing heart? And the first decision which Omar Abdullah took today, and that was he conveyed to his DGP that, the sirens should be used minimally. Then the green corridor, which is, made for the CM to travel, he said that just let me travel just like any other common man, and let the individuals, the citizens of Jammu and Kashmir, not feel inconvenienced. Now, decisions like these, what kind of a difference will they really make out? Since the last so many years, we've just seen a heavy police presence, a military presence in the state, and this kind of decision, what kind of a difference will it really make on the ground?
No, I understand Mr. Omar Abdullah and uh, other leaders. They are very close to masses, people of Jammu and Kashmir, and they want to be with people. That is why they um, openly uh, demonstrate certain administrative reforms. People should feel this is an elected government. This is government of themselves, their own government. People should feel that is what Mr. Omar Abdullah is trying to give that impression, feeling. People should feel it is their government. It is
Right.
not an imposed government from outside. It is their government, elected government. People should respect that government. People should have some kind of concern for that government.
Right. Now, my last two questions, Mr. Raja, before I wind up the interview. Now, the thing is that uh, what is the shelf life of Omar Abdullah government? Can we expect him to like continue for 5 years, or you think the BJP will try and cut it short? As many speculations have already started doing the rounds. Uh, how do you see the things unfolding, or do you think that the responsibility lies solely on the LG and the center? And that will differentiate and determine how long the shelf life of Omar Abdullah government will be.
You see, going by the constitutional mandate, constitutional foundational principles, the elected government has its own tenure. Elected government will have to complete its tenure. If the elected government falls on its own, that's a different thing. But in the given situation, I don't foresee elected government will fall on its own. So, as you express your own fear, the union government having LG there, Lieutenant Governor, union government can conspire to create problems and destabilize that government. But I wish Ms. Omar Abdullah understands and he tries to uh, work in coordination with other parties, taking into other parties into confidence, and they resist whatever the moves taken by union government to destabilize that government. But possibility is there. For instance, what is happening in Puducherry? Yeah, we know what is happening in Delhi. We know. So union government will not allow that state government to work because it is not a state, it is union territory. Union territory, they may think it is directly under their rule. That
No, but Mr.
attitude
Raja,
will have to change.
if at all BJP does this game of destabilizing, do you think that it will end up in playing around with the national security of the country? Given the fact that Jammu Kashmir is a state, on one side it is landlocked by Pakistan, on the other side it is surrounded with China. So it'll be like playing with the national security of the country.
Definitely, that union government will have to be held responsible for that because no point of talking Dil Ka Dur, what is that? दिल का दूर कश्मीर का some yeah Hindi saying they used to say. Now how
Hmm.
you are reaching out to the people of Jammu and Kashmir? How do you
Right.
treat them as citizens of this country? They are not subjects of union government. The Jammu and
Absolutely.
Kashmir people are not subjects of Ms. Modi and Amit Shah. They are citizens of this country. There is a
Mhm.
constitution, and the constitution guarantees every citizen to lead a life with dignity. If that dignity is snatched away from the people of Jammu and Kashmir, what remains? So, union government will have to be held responsible, answerable to whatever is going to happen in Jammu and Kashmir.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Raja. It was wonderful to have you on HW News Network. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.